If there's anything SML is known for, besides a shockingly large amount of Friday Night Funkin' mods, it's being controversial. Now, SML has had its fair share of dramas and controversies throughout the years. Everything from ending up on national news,
and it's not their fault. We showed
You draw in kids.
to literally stopping traffic in New York with Logan's sheer presence. However, easily the biggest controversy that SML has found themselves in is when they got sent a cease and desist letter from Nintendo themselves, forcing them to stop using any and all Nintendo related characters in their videos, take down all the ones that did use Nintendo characters, and replace all of their said Nintendo characters with these original human puppets. The ripple effects of this entire thing can still be felt to this day.
And I got you a purple milkshake.
Marvin.
However, the cease and desist letter itself is wrapped in layers of mysteries and things that don't really seem to fully line up or make total sense, causing some people to outright believe that the thing was faked, whether by Logan himself or by some fan that Logan just believed. So today, I wanted to explore and explain everything we know about the cease and desist, speculate on the things we don't, and potentially answer the question, once and for all, was it fake? Now, quick disclaimer, I am not a lawyer, nor am I a legal expert in any way, so take everything I say in this video with a grain of salt, unless it's a directly known fact, the publicly known facts, yeah, because I don't want to get into legal trouble myself, because this is all just speculation, mostly. But with that all out of the way, let's get into it. So, back in 2021, Logan's mother received a cease and desist letter in the mail from Nintendo that was intended for her son, which was later passed on to him. The reason that the letter was sent to Logan's mother's address and not his current address was because his original SML website was made underneath that address. That was the address listed on his website or something. Then Nintendo got confused because it's not like you can just do a quick Google search and find his house. Nope, that's totally not something you can just do. Anyways, the letter stated that due to the offensive content featured in the SML videos, Logan was no longer allowed to use any Nintendo IP in said videos because it made their brand look bad or something because of unauthorized use of their characters, their family-friendly characters, and offensive, not family-friendly videos.
Not advertiser friendly. Not advertiser friendly. Not advertiser friendly.
He was also forced to change all the thumbnails of his previous videos to exclude Nintendo characters, change the channel names, profile pictures, and banners to exclude any Nintendo characters, and flat out delete 2 of his channels. The original Super Mario Logan channel, at the time renamed to SML Plush Show, which was deleted on July 8th, 2021, and then later on delete the Super Luigi Logan channel on March 19th, 2023. What's interesting about SLL is that around the same time, all of the videos were made private, but then for some reason, like a couple months before the deletion, they were made public again. Some people think the channel got hacked. Some people think that Logan was attempting to bypass Nintendo in some way, thinking that if enough time had passed, maybe they'd no longer cared. But either way, I guess Nintendo did care because the channel no longer exists, leaving SBL as the only standing of the original 3 SML channels. Logan has also revealed a few pages of his cease and desist letter with some information such as the lawyer's name and contact info censored out. Maybe I should have explained this sooner, but for those of you who don't know what a cease and desist is, it's not a lawsuit letter or anything. It's essentially a warning strike in the legal world. April, to my understanding. Basically saying, hey, we're not gonna sue you, but stop doing this or else we will sue you. In Logan's case, it's, hey, stop using our IPs or else we, Nintendo, are going to take you to court and sue you because you are wrongfully misusing our characters in YouTube videos and whatever. Now, I think I know what at least a few of you are probably thinking. Wait a minute, how can Nintendo do that? Doesn't SML fall under fair use? Isn't it legally considered parody? Now again, I'm not a lawyer, and I don't know much about what SML would legally be classified as. However, according to Logan himself, in a vlog that I cannot find but have searched for, so you just have to trust me on this one, bro. Okay, but in a vlog from a while ago, I remember Logan was talking about how he discussed stuff with his lawyer, and apparently it's because of the fact the entire channel was branded around Mario, and all the videos featured Mario characters, and that's what, like, the sheer amount of times they used them is what made it seem like they were affiliated with Nintendo, which gives them the legal grounds for a cease and desist. But again, I don't know any of what I'm fucking talking about, so just a grain of salt. Although, even if Logan was in his legal right to keep using Nintendo characters in his videos, I highly doubt he actually wants to take something like that to court. Because one, it's Nintendo. You don't want to fuck with Nintendo. And two, lawyers and legal stuff, like, and court cases and all that is very, very expensive. So, I can imagine Logan just not wanting to bother and just complying with the big company that says stop using our dolls in your videos. I feel like that's not a whole lot to ask in the grand scheme of things. As previously stated, after Logan got the letter, he was forced to replace all the Nintendo characters in his videos with his own original ones, which thankfully he was already prepared for due to already having the human puppets made because of Kappa in 2019. You guys remember Kappa? When everyone was freaking out about that, people thought that it was going to be the end of YouTube, when in reality, it just means you have to click an extra button when you post a video. And people were freaking out about it. That was an interesting time. Yeah, no, but Logan made, it's like a common misconception. Logan made the human puppets after this cease and desist to keep making videos. But that's not true. He already had them. Made 2 years prior. But just people just didn't like them, so he just didn't use them. All the characters did, however, need to be renamed. So Mario became Marvin. Rosalina just became Rose. He just got rid of the Alina part. Bowser.
Hello? Hey there. I don't mean to bother you this late at night, but is that your dick?
Became Braxton. Bowser Jr. just lost the Bowser, just becoming Junior. So on and so forth. They also replaced the M&M police officer with an original human puppet. I can only imagine because Logan was just in so much sheer fear of getting another cease and desist that he decided he just wanted to get rid of just all the copyrighted characters, even the fucking Eminem, which is really funny. They also remade a few of the old, now deleted videos, but fans didn't really like these, and considering all of them were already re-uploaded by several channels, they just stopped after a while because it was just sort of a waste of time and no one really liked them. SML re-uploaded had an absolute field day when the original channel was taken down. Bro probably made enough money to get a whole nother shout out where Tony the Tiger mispronounces his name. Anyways, this change would end up being strangely a net positive for SML, at least from like a business perspective, as the human puppets have seemingly sold pretty well, like on their merch store, since the CND was sent out. And they still pull in like about the same amount of views they used to. They've basically regained their whole audience, and people have just kind of gotten over the puppets looking ugly or whatever. They literally opened an entire SML store in a mall where they sell their puppets and other merch, so they have to be selling at least somewhat well to justify an entire physical location. So, I mean, maybe this ended up being a blessing in disguise. Nintendo was holding Logan back. But anyways, like I said, a lot of people actually believe this cease and desist letter to be completely fake. So let's go over that now and some of the reasons people have for thinking that. So, did Logan actually receive a cease and desist letter from Nintendo? Like I said, there are some things about the letter that just seem a little bit off. Firstly, notice the censoring Logan did on the letter in the images of it that he's released. Now, Logan has said this is just stuff like the lawyer's name and contact information, and it's covered up so SML fans don't go and harass them, which is probably a good justification for doing so. However, why is the Nintendo logo also covered up? Or at least what we can assume is the Nintendo logo, it looks like it. Is this just because Logan is scared of having anything Nintendo related on his record at all anymore? To the point where he literally covered up the logo itself? I mean, I guess that's a possibility, but I don't know, it still seems a little weird. Let's also take a little look at just what this letter says.
Your channels target and attack historically disadvantaged and/or protected classes of people, including, but not limited to, the Asian community, the Black community, the Hispanic community, the LGBTQ+ community, mentally and physically disabled children, and women.
Okay, now look. I don't know about you, but if I was Nintendo, a multi-billion-dollar company, I think I'd at least try to get a lawyer who can do a little bit better than "and women." In my research, I also found a few other letters that have been written by Nintendo, such as this one, in which you can see things appear to be a little bit different than they look on Logan's letter. First off, at the bottom, we can see that the placements of the Nintendo America Inc. and the signature are flipped. And there's also other legal stuff that isn't included in Logan's letter. At the very top, there's a bunch of Nintendo information, like websites and addresses and whatnot. However, that doesn't seem to be present on Logan's letter unless it's, again, something that's behind all those little censor smudges, so we wouldn't really know, I guess. Also, the signature looks printed on this one, whereas on Logan's letter, it looks like it was actually handwritten. And just a few more little inconsistencies that you might notice when you compare the two. Now, in Logan's defense, these two letters were written 3 years apart from each other, so, Nintendo very well could have changed up their way of, sending out legal documents in between that time. But I mean, then again, I don't really know. I feel like this stuff is still just, worth pointing out. Look, personally, I've always been on the side of thinking the CND was real, because I don't think Logan would delete his childhood channel with 9 million subscribers if he didn't have to. But I will admit, actually, legitimately getting to look at and compare the letter that he was sent, looking at it more in depth, some things don't really seem to add up, like why are the links to Logan's Patreon hyperlinked? Another thing people have brought up to claim the CND could be fake is the aforementioned puppets, and specifically, just how much money Logan has seemingly made off of them since getting the letter. It's been stated that Juniper, the company that makes Logan's puppets, had some kind of contract with him that required him to make at least one puppet video every single month. However, the fans didn't really like the puppets, as I think we all know, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Logan liked them much either. Now, my only source for this contract existing is a Dabbage Dude video. However, okay, look, I know, I might not personally be too big on the guy. However, he is a credible source when it comes to SML information. He knows Logan. He's talked to him before. So, he is a credible source, even if I kind of wish he wasn't.
So, why are the puppets still around? Why didn't the puppets stay stuck as an awful memory of 2019? Well, according to Logan, he has a contract which forces him to make one puppet video a month. But why? My only guess is that he signed this contract before he even knew whether or not the puppets would be received well or not. Or he thought that Kappa would force him to use the puppets because the plushes were Nintendo and so on. But like I said, I still think Kappa was just a really convenient excuse for him.
But either way, if Logan liked the puppets or not, he had to use them, and he had to sell them. Now, if you're an SML fan, you probably know about just how much money the exact plushies Logan used in his early videos sell for online. The resale prices of his stuff have absolutely skyrocketed for some reason. And I'm pretty sure Logan is aware of this. So, what if Logan, knowing just how sought after all the stuff he uses for his videos is, decided, hey, why don't I just cut out the middleman, and I make and sell the exact stuff that I use myself, and hope that the fans will want it because of the exact stuff that I use, and if they're willing to pay $500 for a Bowser Jr. plush, they'll pay $40 for a Junior puppet. And I guess it worked! And then he fucking forged legal documents and put them on the internet as a way to cover up his ingenious plot to sell his merchandise.
Tales designed to sell my merchandise!
Now, I'll admit, this does sound like a crazy conspiracy theory, but at the same time, it does also sound kind of plausible. But also at the same time, I kind of doubt Logan is smart enough to actually think of something like that. So, I mean, hey, you know, believe what you want to believe, but, you know, I don't know if personally I think Logan would do that. And again, I don't think he would delete 2 massive YouTube channels that were still making money, albeit not very much, but still, 2 massive channels with billions of views that were still monetized. I don't think he would delete those channels if he didn't have to, even if he wanted to sell puppets. Now again, I am not a legal expert or a lawyer in any way, shape, or form. I don't even know fully what I'm even talking about, okay? But personally, I don't believe Logan faked his cease and desist. Logan has done some strange and scummy things in the past, yes. But I don't think he's stupid enough to flat out forge legal documentation from Nintendo and then claim it to be real. At the end of the day, there really is no way to verify any of this, so we just kind of gotta take Logan's word unless Nintendo wants to speak up. I doubt that. And also, you know, this whole thing was years ago at this point. Does it really matter anymore? SML is still going strong, probably always will until they quit. Nintendo hasn't really seemed to care about them anymore since they've, you know, done what they asked. So, you know, why do we even care anymore? Why does it even matter? But, if nothing else, at the very least, the cease and desist gave us an absolute banger FNF song. Yo, thank you for making it to the end of the video. I just wanted to give a big shout out to my good friend, my good pal, Pink and Blue Hearts, for drawing the me and Logan in the thumbnail. A big shout to her. Go check her out. I'm gonna link her Twitter and stuff down below because she's a very talented artist. You go check her out. And also thank you to Gino Samuel. You might know him as the guy who made that 85-part Chris Chan documentary series. Thank you to him for the line he recorded. So yeah, and thank you, the viewer, for watching. Okay, bye now.
Okay. Wow. You're exaggerating a little bit.
And younger.
It was a suggested video. I watched it and
No one likes you, Sam.